These long dog days of summer, I mean, we just made it through a heat wave. Mama was parched through this heat wave. I was hitting up Dunkin' every single day, and I will continue to probably for the rest of my days, but especially this summer. Dunkin' is helping everyone stay cool this summer with its lineup of refreshers. These drinks are packed with bold, fruity flavors and served ice cold. It's amazing. Dunkin' refreshers are the perfect afternoon pick-me-up. I like to start my morning with them personally, and then sometimes I go back for a second one because I'm just feeling crazy. They come in a variety of delicious flavors, including fan favorites mango pineapple and strawberry dragon fruit. And then for a limited time, there's black cherry and there's pink pineapple. I'm going to tell you something right now, and it's a bold claim, let me tell you, but I stand behind it. Pink pineapple will change your life. It is so good. It has me feeling like I'm sitting in a pool, resort side, just living, honey. It's so yummy. Try your favorite flavor with green tea, sparkling water, lemonade, or Dunkin's all-new limeade. I haven't tried the limeade yet, but I'm going to. Usually I get my drinks made with green tea and occasionally lemonade, but I do really like the green tea. Or if you don't want to build your own, try one of Dunkin's curated refreshers like the Cherry Lime Ricky or the Ultimate Pink Daydream. The Cherry Lime Ricky, scrumptious. I could drink like 3 of these a day. They're so freaking yummy. Head to Dunkin' today and find your favorite refresher. Dunkin' refreshers contain less than 1% fruit juice. Limited time offer. You know what's really terrifying? That unfinished college degree lurking in the background, just sitting there waiting for you. That's where Southern New Hampshire University comes in. With flexible online degree programs, there's no commuting, no rigid schedule, and no more excuses. Plus, they have some of the lowest online tuition rates in the U.S. Visit snhu.edu/morbid to learn more before your degree becomes just another story about what could have been. Chilling crime cases are mysterious, but finding coverage shouldn't be. With the State Farm Personal Price Plan, you have options and can personalize your plan to help create an affordable price so you can get back to cracking all of life's bigger cases. Talk to a State Farm agent today to learn how you can choose to bundle and save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Head to statefarm.com to get a quote. Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state. Hey, weirdos, I'm Ash.
And I'm Alaina.
And this is Morbid.
This is a Listener Tales episode.
Yay!
It's for you guys.
And we know that it's a little late, but here's your explanation. Alaina, take over.
So, sorry this episode came out a little late. The week was kind of crazy with the live show and all that, but and like, you know, all the craziness, but also I happened to get the cold that Ash had a couple of weeks ago. It's like, I think it came from kindergarten. It's been like a germ fest in here.
I got that cold at kindergarten.
You sure did. But with me, it went like straight into like a bronchitis kind of thing. And so I literally couldn't talk. I sounded horrific. Ash can vouch.
She did. It was rough. She sent me an audio message the other day and I was like, I don't think anybody should have to listen to you speak right now.
Yeah, I didn't want you guys to, like, I know me. I know if somebody is sick on a podcast and I can like hear the sickness very intensely, it kind of makes me feel sick. Like it's not enjoyable to listen to, and I didn't want to do that to you guys. Especially the Listener Tales episode because they're fun.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, we had to push Scream a little bit because of it. I could not speak. So I apologize, but I'd rather give you some good content that you want to hear rather than just pumping you out some content just to pump you out content.
And luckily you had content anyway because you got to see the live show. The virtual live show, which by the way is still available for purchase at momenthouse.com/morbid until Thursday if you'd like to watch.
Ash just like, and salesman mode.
Plug.
You know what? That live show was a lot of fun. I was, that was actually when I was like on my last leg before I got sick. So I I was really, really happy that I was able to get the live show in because I was downing lemon tea to try to make sure that I sounded at least a little okay during that.
Can attest.
But again, so sorry that this is late. It's just, I'd rather give you content that you want to listen to and not just pump it out to you just to be like, here you go, whatever.
Quality versus quantity.
Yeah, I don't want to make anyone gag with my voice sounding horrific.
And you
but
totally
look,
would have.
I'm okay now. We're still not feeling great, but we're here, we're working. I had down some tea. I have a humidifier in my room. I'm doing all the things. I took some Robitussin.
Did you do my trick?
No, I didn't do your trick yet because that freaks me out.
Why?
Because I don't like socks with goopiness inside of them.
Oh.
Well, Ash needs to tell you her trick.
Let's not explain the trick and just leave them to ponder.
Let's just leave that context completely untold.
I don't even know where I heard this, but you rub Vicks on your feet and then you put socks on and you sleep and you wake up and your chest is a little bit more cleared than it would have been.
And see, there's several problems for me. One, I don't understand how it works and that freaks me out. Two,
you could Google it.
I can't wear socks to bed, so that's the thing. And
I don't
three,
like to.
Wearing goopiness on my feet and then socks on top of it sounds like a torture worse than death to me. So it's I'm just Robitussin and a humidifier it is.
It's a lot to get past, but once you get past it, I swear it helps.
I can't do it. I can't do it, man.
You should. You'll feel better.
I feel better right now.
Okay.
But I just wanted to tell you guys why this was a little late this week. So we apologize. But now you're going to get 3 episodes this week.
Woo, woo.
So there you go. We're just cramming them all in.
Cram-a-lam-a-lam-a.
Before we get to the listener tales, because I'm excited for them, I'm also excited to mention again, if you follow us on social or follow me on social, you may have seen that the UK is now going to be distributing The Butcher and the Wren, and your bookstore over there, Waterstones, the good people there, are actually going to be selling a bunch of signed copies of The Butcher and the Wren, which I am excited to sign all of those copies for you. But you have to go pre-order them, so please do that. I'm going to get a clean link for you to tell you on air, but if you go to waterstones.com, it's a bookstore. I'm sure you know that if you're over there. You're yeah, I know, Alaina, thank you. If you go to Waterstones and you just search The Butcher and the Wren and my name, it'll come up. You can pre-order your signed copy. Please do so, because I'm going to sign a bunch of them, and I want you all to have them instead of me just signing a bunch that are just going to sit in front of me and make me sad. So please do that. I'm so excited. I'm going to be working with Penguin over there to get this out to you guys, and they have been freaking amazing. I have the best people working around this book everywhere, so that's very exciting. And if you are over here in the Americas, gotta say it like that, if you're in the Americas, remember you can go to tinyurl.com/The Butcher and the Wren to pre-order your pre-ordered copy, and keep doing it because I want you all to read it and I'm excited about it. So please do it.
Pre-order, pre-order, pre-order.
You know what? So far, Billy Jensen and Aaron Mahnke like it. They said so.
I like it.
So there's my experience that you can take from.
Cool.
But yeah, I think that's all I have to plug to you. I'm just going to keep plugging that book. I'm sorry, everybody, but it took a long time and I'm excited about it.
Is your computer going to die?
My computer's going to die, so I'll pause to plug in my computer and then we will continue. And it's plugged in. We are no longer dying, folks.
I plugged mine in too, just to be safe.
You always got to be safe.
Better safe than sorry.
There you go. Better safe than sorry.
You could tell it's a listener tales day.
Because we're punchy. All right, so the first one we're going to start with is called Crazy Ass Axe Murder Made My Childhood Awesome.
A conundrum.
I don't know what to say about that, but I'm excited about it. All right, biatches, let's start with the gush. Absolutely love you both and been binging on you constantly for longer than I can remember. I have one earphone in all day and feel like you two are just chilling with me, telling me spoopy-ass stories and making me belly laugh on the daily. I love this. I absolutely love listener stories and always wished I had one. I remembered this story and thought it might be slightly worthy as a listener tale. It's long and has many tangents, but I do hope you enjoy.
That's what listener tales are for, tangents.
That's what they're all about. So my name is Natasha. Yes, you can use it so I can have a little booty jiggle and titty shake if you read this out.
My car's name is Natasha.
I love you so much. And I hail from Scotland.
Yes.
Insert Braveheart meme. And if I had a penny for every time someone not from Scotland shouted freedom at me, I'd be motherfucking bawling. That must be really annoying.
Yeah.
Specifically, I was born and spent my youngest few years in a town called Peterhead, if you want to say it with the right dialect, which I do. Thank you for that. Where it was once home to one of the most scary-ass high-profile prisons in Scotland, referred to as the Hate Factory.
Oh.
Whoa. It also happens to be the only place in mainland UK where the SAS had to be deployed against a domestic siege. The sneaky beaky men in black elite section of the army who are probably trained to kill motherfuckers just by staring them down through the fucking haunting masks they wear. Their beady eyes being all you can see if you're face to face with one of these real life Chuck Norris beating crazy ass ninjas.
Wow.
Whoa. Anywho, let me set a more cheery scene. When I was a child, I had so many cuddly toys, it was definitely an unhealthy obsession with all things fluffy. It's so fluffy, I'm gonna die.
So fluffy, I'm gonna die.
I don't remember how old I was when I owned this amazing 4-foot-long cuddly toy whale. It was possibly a dolphin, a common heated debate in my house, but I always thought it was a whale, and it's my fucking story, so it's a whale. It's a fucking whale.
It's a whale.
This whale became my favorite for a long time, and during this period, it was the only method of traveling down the stairs. Yes, I used to mount the back of that poor whale, who probably just wanted to be with a family who would lovingly place it at the bottom of the bed for the rest of its peaceful days. And I would ride down the 20-something stairs from top to bottom.
You're an icon.
Everything. My jaw clattering and butt bouncing off each step as I went down. God forbid I fell off the fucker. The stairs had carpet, and you bet I had some mean fucking carpet burn on my cute little soft-skinned 6-year-old ass sometimes. My grandfather was the one who had purchased the whale for me, and we would both laugh and shout at me for freewheeling down the staircase.
I love it.
Another wee tangent for you. Just months after my mother was born, this crazy-ass axe murderer I briefly mentioned in the title escaped from a psychiatric hospital for criminal insane folk and went on a murder rampage, killing 3 people and injuring many more. Thomas McCulloch was originally sentenced to life in this hospital because he attempted to murder 2 hotel staff because there wasn't enough butter on his bread roll. What the actual fucking fuckity fuck. I don't even like butter on my bread roll. He can have my butter before shit gets out of hand next time. After McCulloch was recaptured, he was sentenced to life again, but to serve at the Hate Factory. See, I'm starting to join the pieces together now.
You got this.
McCulloch was eventually moved from Peterhead prison to spend the rest of his sentence in some other place in Dundee. During his time in Peterhead, though, he spent 22 years in solitude.
Holy shit.
Not only having his own cell, but his own entire corridor with cell, kitchen, facilities, and bathroom, and a guard room that housed 3 guards 24 hours a day for this fucking axe-wielding monster.
Whoa.
He often teased the guards, saying things like, "Do you know why there's 3 of you? Because you know if there was 2, I'd kill you." It was reported that once an electrician was installing a panic alarm in the corridor for the guards, and McCulloch snorted, "By the time anyone reaches that, they'll be dead."
Yikes.
McCulloch was so fucking dangerous, he was not allowed to be housed with other prisoners, hence the 22 years of solitude. That's a lot of solitude.
That's almost my whole life of solitude. Your home should show off who you are. Now is the time to boldly write the newest chapter in your home story. And your main character? It's Ashley. Ashley has styles that balance timeless appeal and modern trends to bring your personal look home. Yes, these are well-crafted and affordable pieces with eye-catching design, but they're also built to stand up to real life. With features like stain-resistant performance fabric, options that are incredibly durable, easy to clean, and stain-resistant with machine-washable covers. Plus, Ashley provides fast, reliable, white-glove delivery right to your room of choice, so you can style your space without any stress. Ashley was nice enough to send us a bunch of new pieces for my pod lab at my house, and when I tell you they deliver it to your room of choice, unfortunately they did have to deliver to the attic, but they could not have been nicer about it. I got, or was gifted, I should say, the Revion Lake sofa and love seat. It's in this like olive colored velvety fabric. It's so nice. I will say it is so freaking easy to clean because if you know me, you know that I have a white cat and a black cat and then a multicolored cat. The white cat loves to just roll all up on this furniture and leave his hair everywhere, but it's so easy to vacuum. I also got the Meili coffee table. So I have that, like I said, in my attic, but I'm ready to order another one for my living room because this coffee table is so beautiful. It has this like antique old money vibe to it. I absolutely love it. And then finally, I got three actually of the core stone end tables. They have little shelves in them so you can dress them up and, kind of like personalize them to your style. I highly, highly recommend all of the pieces that I got. And I just recommend Ashley in general. It was such an easy process to shop with them and the delivery, all of that from start to finish. It was awesome. Visit your local Ashley store or head to ashley.com to find your style. Getting paid twice a month doesn't mean money is scarce. It just feels that way. That feeling makes you do weird stuff, like putting things on a card you didn't need to. Earnin removes that feeling. With Earnin, you can access up to $150 per day of money you've already earned, plus up to $1,000 between paychecks. Standard transfers take 1 to 2 business days with no mandatory fees, and expedited transfers start at $3.99 and cap at $5.99. 5 million people are already on it, and honestly, it's wild it didn't exist sooner. Download Earnin on the App Store or Google Play, spelled like earning money without the G. Type in Morbid under podcast when you sign up. It'll really help the show. Earnin is a financial technology company, not a bank. Access limits are based on your earnings and risk factors. Standard cash outs take 1 to 2 business days with no mandatory fees. Expedited transfers available for a fee. Tips are voluntary and don't affect the service. Available in select states. Terms and restrictions apply. Visit earnin.com for full details.
Peterhead Prison is now a museum where you can get a tour and learn about some of the history and the wonderful people it held. My partner and I decided to visit in 2019. At the very end of the tour, you are directed into McCulloch's corridor.
That must be so crazy.
Yeah, so cool. The audio guide tells you about him, but never names him, just admitting that it was once home to the most dangerous man in Scotland at the time. Upon looking into one of the rooms, my eyes started to widen. My body filled with that warm, fuzzy feeling of excitement. What the fuck, Natasha? You're in a fucking prison. She said it, I didn't. I had a good reason to feel this way, though. The room was filled with super soft-looking, looky-no-touchy, it's a museum after all, cuddly toys that I was dying to smoosh into my face. The audio guide that explains that although this dangerous man had a severe hatred and psychotic tendencies towards adults, he seemed to approve of children.
I don't really love that.
The room with the soft toys had a desk and a sewing machine. That's right. McCulloch's second weapon of choice was a sewing machine, and he made soft toys.
Who allowed that man a sewing machine?
I'm stressed right now because I know where this is going. In case you haven't tied my ramblings together yet, let me explain the sickness and fear that overcame me when on this tour. The rarely lit light bulb in my brain flickered on. My grandfather had never purchased the whale. He was a prison guard at Peterhead Prison for many years, and it was given to him by this butter-loving, axe-wielding, crazy-ass motherfucker. Suddenly, my childhood memories of my ginormous, soft, safe steed that efficiently took me down the stairs was ruined. Albeit very small, that's my connection to the most dangerous man in Scotland. But there's one last scary thing to tell you. Just 2 weeks after our museum visit, McCulloch himself visited. You read that right. McCulloch was released in 2013 and walks among the population of Scotland, and he has visited the museum at least 3 times in an eerie way of reliving his past life. Fuck me. Stay weird, but not so weird that your favorite cuddly toy not only becomes your method of transportation, but it was also made by the most dangerous man in Scotland who just wanted more fucking butter.
Wow. I did not see where that was going.
Natasha. Holy shit.
That was nuts.
Your favorite toy as a child was made by the most dangerous man in Scotland.
Who else can say that?
That, and I love, you wrote, albeit a small connection. That's a huge connection. I would be screaming that to everybody I knew.
That man's hand stuffed your whale.
Sounds horrible, but it's
crazy.
And it is like, whoa.
I mean, at least he was, trying to put something good into society.
Oh, that's a lot. That was a lot, Natasha. That was insane.
That's crazy. Woo. All right. My next one is called Yeet This Man Out of Boston.
That's for you. A yeet.
Yeah, it is. Hey, Ash and Alaina, attached is my listener tale titled Yeet This Man Out of Boston, and for good reason. Double-spaced put-a-fo with 14-point font to make your life easier.
Look at you guys.
I love that. 14-point font. Hello, you beautiful humans. I love you and your podcast. I've been listening since the early days. Shush, you were still great back then, even though you've grown so much.
I love you.
Thank you. I was
best.
not that great back then. I especially love the listener tales as they are a nice palate cleanser between the harrowing. We had this discussion the other day. Sorry to already break into your tale. Sometimes I randomly just have an accent that's like somewhat European.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not a Boston accent.
No.
Like, you don't have a Boston accent, really.
I
But
randomly
you go into like a British accent or like some kind of European.
And I explained to Alaina and our friend Mikie the other day that I think it's because old souls live inside of me.
And let me just tell you, she said that with such casual, like, she was like, well, I just think it's like all the old souls that live inside of me. Like, that was a very normal thing to say, that old souls are living inside of her.
They are,
just
though.
come out sometimes.
That was Patricia.
Yeah,
No, I'm kidding.
a harrowing
Tale. I especially love the listener tales as they are a nice palate cleanser between the harrowing tales. You two are brave enough to research and tell. I wish you could do listener tales every week. Maybe we could.
Maybe we will.
But having them sporadically, clueless reference everyone, love it. Makes them all the sweeter. I never thought I had something to submit for these episodes. Probably a good thing, until recently. This is an unconventional story because although nothing happened directly to me or anyone I know, it's a reminder that something can happen at any moment. My name is Melissa. Yes, you can use it.
Melissa!
I will absolutely shit my pants if you read this on your podcast.
Get a new pair of pants.
Oh my God, I was going to say that. Although that isn't much different from any other day. You shit your pants a lot? Honestly, I have ibs, so I get it. Side note, that's unrelated and you don't have to read, but I know you will anyway. You gave me permission. On my third or fourth day with my boyfriend, I shit my pants in front of him because I was having a panic attack about how much I liked him.
Oh my God.
He handled it like a champ and we've been together almost a year. I love that. I once shit my pants in front of Drew because I literally have IBS and there was not a bathroom in a close proximity and I actually shat myself. But we were about 4 years into the relationship.
Ash is she's gonna let you know.
Yeah, it's good to be transparent.
She's with you.
It's all the old souls that live inside of me.
Solidarity.
Brother. Listen,
shit.
that was before we got engaged too, so he must really like me.
There you go.
I live in Boston in the city, but
we do too.
Oh my God. In the city, but right on the edge of the suburb. Where I live is part of a neighborhood that mostly contains college students and young adults. I'm like trying to think.
I know, I'm like, where do
Trying to track you down, Melissa. I love it because it's quiet and I can see trees out my window, but I'm also a short tea ride away from the hustle and bustle. For all you non-massholes, the T is public transportation in train form here in the Bean.
The Bean.
Because it's mostly young people around and rich families in the burbs. I just shortened that for you. It doesn't bother anyone in my building that our front door doesn't lock. Oh, that bothers me.
Oh, that bothers me, man.
We all have locks on our apartment doors, but the main door into the front is always open.
No.
My roommates and I occasionally will leave our apartment door unlocked as well. Since we're in and out all day and someone is usually home, that's why you should lock the door if someone's home. We always lock it at night, though. We also don't bother with locking our windows.
Oh, Melissa, have you listened to the podcast?
Since we're on the second floor and it would be difficult, but probably not impossible to get into our apartment through an open window. Have you listened to any of these stories?
Need I remind you that the Lindbergh baby was taken from a not first story window and they used a shitty old ladder to get up there and just snatch that baby out of bed?
My goodness.
So somebody will do it if they want to get to you.
Lock your windows. It's so easy, too.
Just lock your window,
Lock
man.
'em.
I'm worried for you.
Me too. Another side note, attached is a photo of our cats because they're cute. They are cute. They like to sit on the windowsills of open windows and look over their kingdom. I'd like to think they'd guard us from the disgusting human mentioned below. I don't know. Thing. They probably won't.
Here's the thing. I'm a dog person, but like I love Ash's cats.
My cats are the best.
They're my boys. But I can say with 100% certainty they are not going to protect you or guard you from anybody.
If a man walks into my house, Lux darts under the couch faster than I've seen track stars run.
Yeah, they won't protect you, but like they're really cute. Yeah, and I get it, but like even some dogs won't. So it's like you really just gotta lock those windows. You gotta lock those doors, man.
Please
do it. I'm very worried for you, Melissa.
We're asking you nicely.
As your friends. We are telling you,
lock your windows.
Yeah.
And all of the above. Oh, I just read ahead and it seems we could have saved you a scold. Recent news had us checking all our doors and windows and locking the door all the time now.
You know what, Melissa? I knew it right from the beginning that you were like a very smart person. And
see,
I knew you were going to do this. So I had faith in you. I really did.
There's
another old soul coming through.
Oh, hey, girl. That is Sally. Just kidding. People are going to be like, are you all right?
Like, has Ash had enough sleep?
No.
The answer is no.
Nah. There have been reports of a peeping Tom in my neighborhood entering apartments and watching people sleep.
I hate this.
Is this listeners
so much?
Recent?
Yes.
I saw that actually on the news the other day.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure this was on the news. So,
it was.
That makes me nervous.
Yeah, it's like really creepy. I'm in several Facebook groups for my neighborhood, and women have posted that they've woken up in the middle of the night and this man was watching them sleep.
In their... No.
Creepy. Upon hearing this and reading as much as I could about the events, as of this writing, this man has not been caught, but they do have a sketch out.
They do.
My illusion of safety has disappeared. The first night I heard about it, I almost emailed my landlord demanding for a lock on the front door. I probably still should.
Do it. I'll do it for you. You want me to do it for you?
Honestly, that's like probably required.
Yeah, and honestly, like I'll be your like angry like pseudo mom.
Yeah.
Because trust me, I don't have a problem yelling at people and making them do things. So
it's true.
If you want, by all means, ask me to do it. Give me the information. I'll call your landlord.
Yeah, someone was blocking.
I'll get that shit done.
Someone was blocking our way, like out of our street today, and Alaina was like, "Excuse me."
Yeah, you gotta like just get shit done.
You gotta move shit along.
I'll help you. Don't worry about it.
She will. She's helped me many a time. I'm pretty sure each of us has gone around the house and checked each window to make sure they're still locked, and we always lock the apartment door now. My bedroom is directly over the building's front door and next to our front door, so I can hear every time someone comes or goes. It's truly terrifying to think that someone could just walk in the door and violate our privacy in such a disgusting way, and I can't imagine the overwhelming feeling of helplessness the victims feel when they see him.
Oh my god, that'd be so scary.
I know. I listened to enough true crime to wonder if this guy might escalate.
Yep.
That was my first thought when I saw this, which adds an extra layer to my fear. It's a chilling reminder that anyone can be a victim at any time, and it's important to watch your backs because evil can lurk anywhere.
This is a good PSA.
It is. And that's so funny that, or like so ironic that you said that, because I watched that on the news the other day and the girl said like she woke up and screamed at him and he just like ran out of the apartment. And I was like, how many more times is he going to do this and then escalate to something different?
That's the thing. I think it was, I read something where Paul Holes was talking about it actually, and he was saying that like that they rarely stop at that. No. That's always the beginning of something way worse, and that's why these guys need to be caught in that stage. I mean, the Golden State Killer. Mm-hmm. Joseph D'Angelo, he was doing that. So it's like we really got to be careful here, and we're not trying to like scare the shit out of you, but
we are to a degree.
But it's scary, and I'm sorry that you're so close to, like, we're far enough out that it's even scary out here. But it's like when you're really near the city, that's a scary thing.
It is very scary.
So I feel bad that you guys are having to go through that, and that you're living in an apartment where you don't have a ton of control over what is happening to the building as a whole.
I know, because that can be frustrating.
Because that's scary. So I feel you. Make sure you're locking all those windows and doors. I'm trying to think of different things that I could tell you that work for
door
these
guardians.
If you are able to get door guardians, and you can talk to your landlord about it, because you have to like screw them into the door frame.
Yeah.
But they might let you, especially when this is going on, and they don't cause a bunch of damage or anything. But door guardians, you can get them on Amazon. They're just like an extra latch on the door, and they are so secure.
I have them on every door in my house.
They're secure against like kicking in a door and stuff. Like they won't be able to kick the door in easily at all.
And you have the right to add an extra lock onto your door in most places.
Yeah, so at least check it out. I mean, I'm not telling you to do it without asking, but like find out. And just like they, on Amazon, you can get these little like motion alarms and shit. Just if it makes you feel better. We used to do that in our old apartments when we couldn't get like a full ass alarm system, like Simply Safe, which is awesome.
You could get a Simply Safe if you're able to, because everything that you put up is just with like little stickies, so it won't cause any damage.
And that would actually be pretty good because they have those door sensors that you just stick up with stickies. So you can take them right off when you need to. And they give you a little boop boop if somebody opens the door or opens a window.
And you can also get a panic button, which also you just hang it up with the sticky. So if you do wake up and somebody's there, you hit that motherfucking panic.
And let me just quickly say, this is not an ad.
No, it's literally
this is not an ad in here. We're literally just telling you, like, I just want you to know that there's things you can do to maybe feel safer. And there's like glass break sensors that just sit on your window sill and everything. So,
and you can use code Morbid. No, just kidding.
I swear to you, this was not an ad. I just want you to feel safe, It's just good to feel safe, and everybody deserves to.
I know.
But yeah, Melissa, thank you for that, like, telling everybody, like, you might feel safe, but, like, you still got to be on your
toes.
Yeah. And stay safe, and just think about all that stuff. Now, the next one I'm going to do is called Listener Tale, Massachusetts Girl with an Alabama Murder Tale.
Ooh.
We're doing a Massachusetts one, and we didn't even mean to.
I know, right?
All right. Hey, weirdos. My name's Deja. Pronounced like deja vu without the fancy accents. I love that name.
Deja Sky.
Fun fact, my mom actually got my name from the back of a tire flap that you often see behind tires of a truck. But if you ask her, tell you it's from a movie in the 90s. I don't believe her. Insert eye roll emoji. I've been a listener for a while now and can honestly say you guys got me through some of my training while being in the military. Badass.
Seriously.
So thanks a bunch. Thank you. I was born and raised in Massachusetts and spent most of my life inside the Bridgewater Triangle and minutes away from the Taunton State Hospital. Holy shit.
Whoa.
What's up, girlfriend? While I wish this listener tale was a bit more lighthearted and filled with laughs and giggles, there may be a couple, it is unfortunately what you guys would call a doozy.
I feel like I've used the word doozy so many times today, so this is just fitting.
It's a doozy. It is. When I was younger, I spent a few of my years in the grand state of Alabama. Not really super grand, but still very pretty in some parts. While in Alabama, I met someone who I considered one of my best friends for life, to the point where even when I did move back to Massachusetts, we still occasionally messaged each other just checking in. Thanks, Facebook. Her name was Haley Danielle Green. The most wonderful, amazing human who saved me from countless school bullies and accepted me as the book nerd that I was.
Aww.
As we grew into our later teenage years, our messages unfortunately became less frequent and kind of just dwindled to simple Facebook likes and comments on each other's life accomplishments and pictures until it all changed.
Oh, I felt that in my stomach.
It was our senior year of high school in 2015, and we both just graduated and were super excited to start our lives. From what I could tell through simple posts and pictures, she was extremely excited to continue her super talented volleyball career at one of the local colleges we grew up around. I was extremely proud to say the least. Anywho, it was July 6, 2015, and I was working at my local ice cream shop as I had every summer since I was 14. This day, however, would be one I wouldn't ever forget. I just couldn't shake this feeling of dread and like something awful had happened. Little did I know, back home in our small town of Shelby, Alabama, something truly had. A little background on Shelby. Everyone knew everyone. We all went to the same elementary school before transitioning to the neighboring town of Columbiana from both middle and high school, where everyone else knew everyone. In Shelby, we were often referred to as Shelby's babies by the older generation.
Cute.
Just shows how pure and tight-knit this town really was. That truly is so pure sounding.
It does.
Okay, back to the case. My dad texted me at work that day, which he rarely did, and asked a simple question. Have you heard from Haley? Which was weird because it had been a few years since we consistently talked to each other. I told him no, why? To which he replied, tell your boss you need to come home immediately.
Oh, man.
My heart instantly dropped, and I frantically ran to find my boss and went home immediately. When I got home, he informed me that she had been reported missing and that I needed to at least try and get in touch with her. Haley was the type of girl who also made sure to let someone know where she was going and checking in with her mom, cousins, and other friends consistently. From my understanding, Haley was on her way to one of her preseason workouts at the college she would be attending when she just vanished. No one had heard from her or seen her since that morning. The missing posters were posted all over social media, and even I was reaching out to friends and family in surrounding states for them to be on the lookout for her and her red Mustang that she adored. Reports stated that she had stopped at a gas station in Columbiana, and that was the last time anyone saw her alive. At the time, Haley had recently broken up with her boyfriend. This piece of shit's name was DeMarcus Means. He had reportedly been an abusive prick towards her, and she had finally had enough. But that's when he began stalking her. Somehow, some way, it is still unsure, he managed to kidnap her in her own car and brutally murdered her. I wish I could say my tale ends here, and it probably could, but it wouldn't be right if everyone didn't know the trauma he added onto the dear friends, family for weeks. Until the truth about what he did came out. After he murdered Haley, he placed her body in an unclaimed part of the county we lived in. He reportedly then continued to drive her car around the state until finally returning it to where he had left her body. He then participated in the multiple searches that her family and the community had organized. I'll let that sink in. Yes, that meant that while my dear friend's body was being overcome by nature and its animals, he knew exactly where she was the whole time and even had completed a search for her with Haley's father. Imagine the pain you must feel knowing that your daughter's literal murderer was faking his concern alongside you whilst helping you desperately search for your daughter.
That's so fucked.
Haley's body was found on July 11th, almost a week after he had killed her, and he was named a person of interest in her death. DeMarcus immediately fled with the help of his...
The Sherwin-Williams summer sale is here. Get 30% off select paints and stains or 35% off their newest product, Emerald Symmetry, July 17th through the 27th. Whether you're looking to refresh your interior or your exterior, they've got the colors to bring your vision to life. And with delivery, getting everything to your door is easier than ever. Shop online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Delivery available on qualifying orders. Chilling crime cases are mysterious, but finding coverage shouldn't be. With the State Farm Personal Price Plan, you have options and can personalize your plan to help create an affordable price so you can get back to cracking all of life's bigger cases. Talk to a State Farm agent today to learn how you can choose to bundle and save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Head to statefarm.com to get a quote. Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Mother, who is also a piece of shit. Apparently, he was on his way to Mexico as they caught him in Los Angeles at a bus station. Obviously, no one told them that bus stations have cameras.
Thank goodness.
DeMarcus was arrested and charged with capital murder, which carries the death penalty in the state of Alabama. While I am very much in the gray area surrounding the topic of the death penalty, I truly believe that in this instance it was very much deserved. DeMarcus attempted to apply for youthful offender status, which he could by law in the state. However, it was denied. Haha, you fucking loser. So he was charged as an adult. He also tried to have the trial moved to another county due to extensive publicity and fears he wouldn't get a fair trial, as everyone knew our darling girl Haley. This was also denied. Again, fuck you, haha, you fucking loser. He then entered a plea of not guilty and reserved another special plea, which could have allowed him time to plea not guilty by mental defect. Word on the streets was that he would use an old head injury. Insert eye roll emoji. Fortunately, once he realized he was facing the death penalty, he came to his senses and pled guilty, accepting a plea deal. Haley's mother, Miss Chevelle, had also agreed to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Rot in jail, you fucking loser. I'm with you on that.
Seriously.
Anyways, back to my wonderful, amazing friend. Haley was the most kind-hearted human to ever grace this earth, with the most radiant smile that could lift you up on even your worst days. She adored her mom, dad, and siblings with everything she had in her heart. She was always willing to stick up for who she loved and even almost fought a bus driver for almost leaving me at a bus stop for being a minute too late.
Aww.
Fuck yeah. She enjoyed everything a kid in the South enjoyed doing. We spent countless days in the summer just riding go-karts and four-wheelers and swinging on my infamous tire swing for countless hours. She always made the mile-long walk to her house well worth it, and I will forever cherish those memories. Every time I go back home, I always make it a point to visit her mom, and we're constantly in contact through Facebook. I love her mom dearly, and to this day, I know I can always call on Miss Chevelle if I'm ever having a bad day. She often calls me and all of Haley's other friends her bonus daughters.
Oh my God.
She's truly one of the strongest humans I've ever met in my life. Some words from Miss Chevelle will forever resonate with me. Although you're not physically here with me, you're with me daily spiritually. Your light shines so bright through each and every memory I have of you. There was never a dull moment. I can't say that I don't hurt, but our God knows best. I know you're in a better place. A year ago today, I spoke with you and laid eyes on you for the last time. Our God knows best. I am guided by the force of that God that's bigger than anything, which is where my strength comes from. Rest well, my beautiful Pooh. Ooh, okay. Oh. Haley's memory forever lives on in all of our hearts, and I always make it a point to tell my son about his angel auntie in the sky. Sorry, I honestly didn't think this would come out to being almost 4 pages long, and also tend to ramble when I type. I would have added shorten if need be, but let's be real, you guys wouldn't have.
No way.
Anyways, I've attached a few articles regarding her disappearance and the subsequent trial, along with a few pictures of my wonderful friend. As always, keep it weird, and take it away, Ash.
Oh man, but not so weird that you're a terrible piece of shit who takes away somebody's best friend, daughter, and loved one.
And can I just say right now,
beautiful.
Haley has that kind of smile.
Yep.
Just that smile that you're like, that is a genuine fucking person right there.
Absolutely.
Like, what a beautiful and it's like, I love that her mom is still like a mom to everybody.
I know, me too.
Like, Miss Chevelle, you're fucking awesome.
Oh my God, and the fact that she called her Pooh, I'm like,
ugh,
that's so sweet.
That like hurts my heart.
So
and you guys
sorry.
were so cute. That
I
picture
know.
of the two of you.
I was just looking at that.
Oh man, that just like really got my heart. So Deja, I'm so sorry about your friend.
And rest in peace,
Miss
Haley.
Chevelle, you're an amazing lady. Rest in peace, Haley. And I'm like feeling for her dad with like having like searching alongside that piece of shit. Oh,
I'm so glad he's rotting in jail.
Thank goodness.
Or prison, excuse me.
Oh, thank you for sharing that, Deja.
That was a beautiful story.
That really was. I'm
you
so
did your
glad.
girl justice.
You did.
Okay. My next one is called Listener Tale. One little ghost girl and one machete-wielding maniac coming right up.
All right.
My name's Tay, just like Tay. Some people get real confused when they see that E. And my husband's name is Gray.
I'm obsessed.
Tay and Gray.
I'm obsessed.
I love. You can use our names, all cool with us, and all the other names are going to be changed.
You're the best.
Before I start, I gotta do the whole spiel. I binged the podcast hard, and once I caught up, I was constantly checking for the newest episode. I'm also super excited for The Butcher and the Wren.
Thank you.
It's so cool to see it coming out after hearing so many updates over the whole length of the podcast. I love you guys and the dynamic y'all have. Okay. Let's get to the goodies within this double-spaced put-a-fuck.
Hell yeah.
I love you guys.
I was gonna say
You got a cough?
I got a cough. Hold on.
Wait.
Okay, I'm back. I did not cough at you.
Also, the way I said, do you got a cough?
Do you got a cough?
Do you got a cough?
You sound like my youngest.
I know, right? I lost my place. I have one story about a creepy little ghost girl and one story about how my relationship with my husband started with a machete-wielding maniac.
Let's go.
What a meet cute. So to start, my dad used to be in the military and was stationed in Germany when I was about a year old. My mom, 2 cousins, and I moved after him, and we stayed in various bases over the next 8 years. As the years went on, only one of my older cousins stayed. Her name was Big Sissy. She definitely was more of a sister figure at this point in my life, being she lived with me all my life, and the fact that my other cousin staying with us, G-Boy, called her Sissy, because he actually was her sibling, and I idolized him so his word was gospel to tiny me. Anyway, the last place we lived in Germany was brand new housing, so obviously no ghosts in the houses, right?
No.
Wrong. This is still Europe, and the land obviously had seen its share of history. Each house basically has its own ghost, and we would share our spooky stories with others living around us.
Obsessed.
In our house, we came to know that there was a little girl. One night I woke up and was really thirsty, so I went downstairs to get some water. With the sleep still in my 8-year-old eyes, I didn't catch what was waiting for me at the base of the stairs right away.
Oh, hate this already.
When it did, I stopped dead in my tracks. There she was, a little girl who looked about my age, wore a long white nightgown, carried a teddy bear with a red ribbon around its neck, and, oh yeah, almost slipped my mind, her torso was wrapped in barbed wire.
I'm leaving.
What?
I'm out.
Is this wrong turn?
What?
I stood about halfway up the stairs and she looked at me, then turned to the living room and began walking toward our balcony door, which she promptly disappeared.
Oh, what? Is she Hellraiser? What is this?
I'm so scared. Tiny me thought about how she was suddenly not thirsty anymore and quickly hightailed it back to the safety of my Hannah Montana bedspread. I see that right there.
I was just like, I see you. I feel
like,
you.
I
am you.
I didn't see her any other time, but she had made herself known, so I sometimes thought about leaving my Bratz dolls out for her, just in case she wanted to be a baddie. Okay, but was Chloe your favorite?
I'm obsessed.
My older cousin, Big Sissy, did see her, though. Well, in a sense. Since I was still very little, I was known to pop by her or my parents' bedside and ask if I could sleep with them. So this one night, she felt a push against her arm to stir her awake, a classic move of mine when I wanted to know if I could get into her bed. She responded with a sleepy, huh? To which she heard, "Could I sleep with you?" as a reply. She scooched over and made room for me. She felt the bed sink with the pressure of a tiny body getting cozy next to her. After which she went back to sleep. The next morning we were eating breakfast when she turned to me and said, "You must have woke up pretty early. You weren't there when I got up." To which I looked at her confused. "What are you talking about?" And she said, "When you came into my room to sleep, you had to have got up really early." I looked even more confused and looked back at her and said, "I wasn't even there. I stayed at Nicole's last night. I just got back home a few minutes ago." She looked capital S spooked. She was pretty spiritual and immediately cleansed her room that day.
Oh, that little girl.
I know.
Can I sleep with you?
She just wanted to cuddle.
Aww.
That was the last time we saw her. I'm not sure if my parents had any stories about her or if she had only made herself known to us. Now,
do we know what happened to her?
I don't know. It doesn't
who
sound
is
like
she?
it. Now onto the other side of my story. Fast forward to senior year. I had my friend group over for a night of scary movies. Yeah. The house we stayed in at the time was on a main street, and my room had a bay window that faced the front yard, and obviously the busy road. At the time, my relationship with Gray was just getting going. We had been talking for some time, but we hadn't kissed or made anything official yet.
Adorable.
Isn't that just like the most exciting point in a relationship when you're like, ooh, like we're gonna kiss?
Ooh.
So cute. Throughout the movies, we kept seeing lights from cop cars and the blaring of sirens. They just kept going. Every 5 minutes it seemed, and it stopped our night early because my friends got really unsettled. Gray stayed behind and ended up being the last one there until he said, "Well, it's getting late, I should leave," and I offered to walk him out. When we went out there were more cop cars racing by and also a police helicopter
Holy
overhead with the big spotlight looking around the street next to us. I told him to keep me updated on his way home. He took this moment and underneath the thump, thump, thump of the helicopter blades as the perfect time for a kiss.
Oh my God, I love it.
Wow, what a story.
That is like, what a move.
I love that.
What a move.
He's
There's just like all this harrowing shit happening around you, and he's just like, this is it.
It's like an action movie.
It is.
He's like, "You're Mrs. Smith." Literally 10 minutes later, oh wait, sorry. She says, "Giddy, I ran back inside and he left to go home." I can like feel the feeling. Literally 10 minutes later, my mom came into my room and goes, "Get away from the windows." And was rushed out of the room into the living room. It had a much smaller window and our couch's pull-out bed was set up. I asked her what was going on and she just goes, "The cops are out looking for a man who was caught looking into a teenage girl's room. When he was confronted by her dad, the man started swinging a machete at her dad."
What the fuck?
Needless to say, my mom made me stay in the living room with her that night until the next day when we learned more about the situation. Thankfully, the father was not injured because he scared the guy away, and I'm pretty sure the cops were able to find the guy and his machete. But yeah, those are my most worthy tales that I could think of. My first ghost and my first kiss with my husband. Thanks for reading, and I hope it was enjoyable.
That was so much. That ghost girl with the barbed wire around her torso will forever live in my brain.
I need to know more.
Psyche. I need to know what that was about. I need to know her story. I need history. I need all of it. And then I'm obsessed with you and your husband.
Gray and Tay.
I'm obsessed with you.
That's so cute.
That is the cutest beginning to your relationship I've ever heard, and also the most terrifying.
Yeah, but like, what a great story.
Yeah, but I'm glad that guy was caught, because what the fuck?
A machete-wielding man.
A machete-wielding man.
Man.
All right, on to
the next.
Listener Tales, Backwoods Ass Gas Station Portal to Hell.
All right.
Let's go. Let's go.
LETSGO.
Hello, my beloved weirdos. My name is Mari. It's okay to use my name. Thank you.
Yay.
And I absolutely adore your podcast.
I absolutely adore you.
I also absolutely adore you. It has become one of my favorite go-to true crime spooky podcasts, and I get so excited when a new episode drops that I literally stop whatever I'm doing so I can listen to it.
Oh my
I love
God,
you.
Thank you.
That's amazing. I stumbled across you guys by chance about a year ago when I was driving back home from a weekend out of town, and it was love at first listen. My very first episode with you guys was the Villisca Axe murders. That's some of my favorite ones, which just so happens to be one of my favorite unsolved mysteries of all time. Which feels odd to say considering it involves a whole family, including children, getting brutally hacked to death, but I digress.
We get it.
I was about to say that to myself, like when I said it, I was like, I know that's weird, so you and I are one. Anyway, I've been an avid listener ever since and thought I might share one of my own creepy tales with you guys. Feel free to use it for a Listener Tales episode if you would like. I just really feel the need to share this story because it was so fucking weird, and I still have no explanation for it to this day. We love those.
I'm so excited.
My favorite kind. This happened about 7 years ago, and like so many great horror stories, it started with a table.
Do a lot of horror stories start with a table?
That's my favorite opening to a listener tale.
It's like the Real Housewives of New Jersey. It all started with a table.
There you go. My best friend had bought her first home and found a dining room table on a resale website that she immediately fell in love with. The seller lived in Waco, which is about a 2.5 to 3 hour drive from where we live, but he was selling the table for such an incredible price, like the kind of price that makes you think someone was definitely sacrificed on top of that gorgeously polished oak tabletop, and their ghost is now attached to it, that she felt she had to act on it. I get it. Her dad told her he would drive up there with her with her to pick it up, but that he wouldn't be able to get a U-Haul to bring it back until later in the month. Worried she would miss out on the table, she asked me if I would like to take a mini road trip with her up to Waco so she could see the table for herself and go ahead and pay for it so no one else would snatch it up in the meantime. Not willing to let my best friend traipse away to a stranger's house to look at a possibly cursed/haunted table all alone, I agreed to go with her and even offered to drive us there that weekend. You're a great friend.
You are.
That Saturday, we loaded up into my little green Kia Soul and hit the road.
Like two little hamsters.
I love that. From where we live, Waco is almost a straight shot down the highway with only a little bit of weekend traffic. We figured we'd make it there in no time. About 3 hours later, we reached the seller's address, and the table was just as beautiful in person as it was in photos. My best friend loved it even more and paid cash for it right there, but asked the seller if he could hold on to it for another 2-ish weeks so she could come back with her dad to pick it up in the U-Haul. The seller seemed fine with it, and with the table purchase accomplished, we decided to spend the rest of the afternoon wandering around Waco and spending some quality time together. Later that evening, we found a place to have dinner and decided we would start the drive back after we finished. It was a little before 8 o'clock when we started back, so that would have put us home at around 10:30, 11 o'clock. A fact which I even texted my mom to give her an ETA of when we should get back. You're a good daughter, too. The drive started off routine enough, and we spent the first few miles alternating between talking and listening to the radio. While heavily invested in whatever conversation we were having, I ended up missing the exit I needed and found myself driving in a direction I didn't recognize. It happens to the best of us.
Happens to me daily.
My best friend pulled out her phone and plugged in our address so we could be redirected, but according to Google Maps, the route would bring us the right back home, just in a little bit more of a roundabout way. This route also only added about half an hour to our time, so we didn't think much of it at the time and just kept driving. In retrospect, I should have found it unnerving that we hadn't seen too many cars on the road since we started our journey, and those we did see were driving in the opposite direction away from us. It seemed like we were the only car headed in that direction. But in true horror movie fashion, my white girl senses were dulled to whatever fucked up potential Texas Chainsaw Massacre scenario we might have found ourselves in, and we kept driving.
It's like Cabin in the Woods.
It truly is. After about an hour or so on this road, I happened to glance down to see that we were almost out of gas. I remember finding this pretty strange, as I distinctly remember checking how much gas I had before we left Waco, in case I needed to fill up to get us home. Thinking there was either something wrong with the gauge or that I was simply misjudged the amount of gas I had, I figured we should stop at the next gas station we came across so I could top off the tank just to be sure. That's just responsible.
That is.
You're doing great.
I love it.
We drove for about another 10 to 15 miles before we came across a gas station, and despite the fact that it looked like the front for a backroom meth lab, I had no choice but to stop because my gauge was sitting right on empty. Think of the most rundown, grungy gas station you've ever seen, and then multiply it by like 10. That's what this place looked like.
I'm again thinking of Wrong Turn and the Pepto-Bismol, man.
Oh, there were only 2 pumps in the middle of the cracked, weed-covered parking lot, and the store itself looked like it easily could have been the backdrop for an episode of Breaking Bad.
Spooky.
The windows were really hazy and looked like they were covered in either dust or grease, but I couldn't be sure. Ugh.
No.
I really am thinking about seeing that Pepto-Bismol swigging dude from Wrong Turn.
Just like one tooth right in the middle.
Or that, the one tooth. Or the guy from Urban Legend. The guy that she thinks is the killer.
Oh, I know, and he's
just trying to help her out. I managed to limp my poor sputtering car up to the pump and stepped out to run my car. And I can't speak. I managed to limp my poor sputtering car up to the pump and stepped out to run my car and was immediately hit with this heavy, undeniable feeling of dread.
Uh-oh.
I can tell you right now, whenever you feel that, it is real. Listen to it. There's no other way to explain it. It felt like if fear and anxiety had a bastard love child and then baptized it with a healthy dose of absolute panic. You're a poet. I've never heard that described better in my entire life.
Yeah. It felt like a fear and anxiety had a bastard love child and then baptized it with a healthy dose of absolute panic.
You've just given us a gift.
That's
and
gorgeous.
I really thank you for that.
I'm going to write that one down and keep it in my pocket.
I wanted to get out of there as soon as possible, but my best friend said she needed to use the restroom, and since we were still about an hour away from home, she hopped out of the car and wandered inside before I could stop her. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Against every instinct I had telling me to run like hell, I followed her to make sure she would be okay, because you're a good fucking friend.
I would have been like, listen, girl, we're going to pull over on the side of the highway, and you're going to pee like next to the guardrail.
Yeah, you're going to pee in a soda can and everything's going to be fine.
It's all going to be great.
The inside of the store was not much better.
I didn't think it would be.
The shelves were lined with snacks and there was a big cooler in the back, but there was something about the way everything was set up that made me feel like it was just there for, like they were stage props rather than actual products. Is this House of Wax?
Oh, yeah.
I remember looking at the shelf closest to me, and I swear I saw cobwebs on the boxes of candy bars and beef jerky laid out on the shelf. And all the candy bar wrappers had that dull, bleached look they get when they've been sitting out for a very long time.
Disgusting.
This is House of Wax. Get out of there now. There's an angry set of twins that are going to come get you.
Gonna get you.
It's not good. This place had seriously bad vibes, and I didn't want to spend a second longer than we had to. My friend wandered to the back to find the bathroom, while I stayed at the front near the door in case we needed to book it out of there in a hurry. You might. Now, when I tell you the cashier behind the counter has haunted my dreams ever since that night, I mean it in every sense of the word. I hesitate to call him a man because I'm honestly not sure what he was. He didn't look like a man so much as something wearing a man's face and body. His hair was either white or very light blonde. And his skin was very waxy and shiny and looked like it had been stretched way too tight across his body in some places while hanging so loose and sags in others.
I think this is House of Wax, guys.
The best way I can describe it is the Edgar suit from Men in Black. Oh, when we first walked in.
Getting scared is one thing. Getting a thrill is, well, you want more of those in your life. The Genesis GV70 is built to thrill, baby. A thrilling yet elegant design always makes driving the GV70 an exciting adventure. Its powerful athletic stance screams performance and turns heads. Everybody's looking at you, girl, or boy, or whoever. Command the road and experience a class-leading standard 300 horsepower. Oh my God. Plus, discover the different dynamic drive modes for all different terrains. Choose between the different terrain modes for whatever road conditions you may encounter. The Genesis GV70's award-winning technology and performance lets you drive with comfort and drive with confidence all at the same time. It's an exciting SUV with intuitive tech that can make your ride smooth even when the road isn't. And its blind spot cameras allow you to see what's next to you. It's like having eyes on the side of your head. That's pretty iconic. Its performance, by the way, is measured not only in power, but in how it makes you feel confident, sexy. The Genesis GV70. Learn more at genesis.com and feel the GV70. Okay, let's have some real talk, just one-on-one for a second. I know you know this feeling. You start your period and the only pad that you have available is uncomfortable. It's like crunchy and weird. We can literally start our car from our phones, but we're still settling for crunchy, uncomfortable pads. Girl, listen, when you're looking for softness and protection, Kotex has you covered. They are changing the game with a completely redesigned lineup of pads and liners that are designed around what women actually want, like Kotex Bamboo. Kotex Bamboo has a 100% bamboo-derived viscose top layer that provides ultra soft protection, which means you don't have to worry about feeling itchy or uncomfortable. It's like the worst feeling ever. It's gentle on the skin and it's made without fragrance too. Check out Kotex.com for more details on the new and exciting launch of Kotex Bamboo, available in regular, heavy, overnight, and daily liners. Every flow covered. Now available at retailers nationwide.
He didn't really acknowledge us, but the second my friend slipped into the back to find the restroom, he looked up at me and smiled.
No.
I can't tell you what it was about his smile, but it immediately activated my fight or flight response, and I could feel my adrenaline spike.
Oh my God, the next paragraph opening. I cannot.
Oh no.
Ew. Teeth for me are just...
His teeth were a dark, disgusting yellow, and he smiled in a way that I can only describe as predatory.
No.
Like when a great white shark sees a nice plump seal to have for lunch.
Gross.
I think I smiled back out of reflex while internally running through the mental Rolodex of all the ways to bug out before this man turned us into human furniture. Yes, you're thinking the right things.
Human furniture.
This is Ed Gein for sure. He greeted me with something along the lines of "Evening, ladies."
No.
But that was almost old Greg. I'm sorry, old Greg. But there was something weird about the way his mouth moved when he spoke. Almost like he was putting a lot of concentration into how each letter sounded as it came out. It sounded more like "Evening, ladies." Also, the words didn't match the movement of his mouth, so it looked like he was speaking dubbed lines.
Is this man a robot?
I have to go.
Also, dubbed. I hate that.
Dubbed lines. I can't do it. Not in real life, man. I saw one other person in the store standing towards the back near the coolers. I guess it was another employee because he had a mop and was studiously mopping one section of the floor over and over again.
He was a stage prop as well.
Guys, this is House of Wax. I have no idea what he was trying to mop up, but in the short time we were in that store, he never moved. What did you say?
Remains.
That's exactly it. He just kept mopping the same square of tile.
Covered in remains.
The man behind the counter kept watching me with the most horrifically intense stare I've ever felt in my life. And yes, you could feel it when he was staring at you. It seemed like the more I tried to ignore him, the more he grinned and stared and made this rattly wheezing sound that was somewhere between a laugh and a smoker's cough.
That's honestly where I'm at right now.
At some point,
Was it like...
At some point, he said something else, again with the words and mouth movement not matching up like a badly dubbed movie, and all I got out of it was, "It's late."
I feel like it's not.
I feel like it's too late. It's too late for all of us.
I feel like I gotta go.
I feel like it is late.
Meanwhile, I just like shit my actual
I don't want to play this anymore. All right, cue me nearly shitting out my heart in pure terror, and now absolutely convinced this man wants to wear my face as a hat.
He does. I can assure you, he does.
This guy 100% wants to wear your face as a hat. I'm sorry to be the one to tell you.
He wore a face beret.
There you go.
Can you find it in a creepy gas station?
Is this Mari? He wore a Mari beret.
It was her face once, but it's not anymore.
A few seconds later, my best friend came back from the restroom, and I could tell immediately she was spooked. Her eyes were wider than I'd ever seen them, and she was pale and shaky, like she was about to be sick. I grabbed her by the arm and hauled ass outside to the car, jumping in behind the wheel and locking the doors. Almost immediately, both of our phones started blowing up with calls and text messages. We were confused because we both had dozens of missed calls and text messages, but we'd only been in the store for a few minutes. My phone started ringing then, and when I answered, my mom was nearly sobbing and was frantically asking where we were and if everything was okay. I told her everything was fine, leaving out the part about the weird-ass gas station. And she told me she had been calling for the past 2 hours and getting nothing but a busy signal. 2 hours. I swear to you, we were not in that store for more than 5 minutes, and I had my phone with me the entire time.
No, I need you to shut up because this is my worst fear.
Like a time slip.
It's my worst fucking fear because then everybody's going to think you're a cuckoo nut man and they're not going to believe you.
It's true, and you're not a cuckoo nut man.
You're not.
You're not. I believe you. I looked back at the gas station one more time, and the cashier was now standing at the door with his face pressed against the glass, just grinning at us.
Get away from me.
It was a wide, unhinged grin that absolutely did not fit on a human face, and it scared the ever-loving shit out of me. Behind him, still back by the coolers, the employee with the mop had cranked his head around to peer at us over his shoulder, grinning the same wide, horrific grin his coworker was. I don't know how else to describe it, but it honestly looked like he had hyperextended or possibly even snapped his neck in an attempt to turn back to look at us without turning his body.
Oh, no.
I burst into tears, me too, and floored the gas, speeding out of there without a second thought.
Good.
It wasn't until we had put about 20 miles between us and that gas station that my best friend finally told me what happened in the bathroom. Oh God,
I don't want to know.
She said she'd gone in and had immediately been overcome with this sickly sweet smell of wet, rotting food and bleach.
That was not food.
She said the bathroom was small, only a toilet and a sink, so she had no idea where the smell was coming from. She said she could hear whispers and occasionally a quiet moan coming from somewhere, but again, she didn't know where. She told me she was convinced it was coming from behind the mirror and was really creeped out that the glass might be two-way and that there was people watching her on the other side of the glass. She said she went to the sink to wash her hands and saw something out of the corner of her eye in the trash can. It was an orange pill bottle and it still looked like it was full. So being the curious person she is and falling right into the stupid white girl horror trope, she picked it up. Oh, no.
Yeah, no. That's where it ends. See you next week. I love you. Bye.
The pill bottle was full, airtight, all right. It was full. I'm sorry, I can't even read. The pill bottle was full, all right. Full of teeth.
No.
She said she wasn't sure if they were human or not, but that based on the size and shape, she was certain that they were teeth.
No. Nope. Nope.
The rest of the drive home was quiet and tense as we simultaneously cried and panicked about what just happened. We talked about calling the police to report the teeth, if nothing else, but we had no idea how to explain where the gas station was, and we were sure as hell weren't going back to figure out the address. When we finally made it back to town and I dropped her off, at her dad's house, mind you, there was no way we were going home solo that night. I drove straight over to my parents' house and made my mom stay up with me for the rest of the night. My mom believed me when I told her what happened, but I think she still thought it was a late-night hallucination of some kind. A few weeks later, my best friend's dad drove back up to Waco to pick up the table. And on the way back, decided to travel down the same route we'd taken that night after we both told him all the creepy shit that happened. He did find the convenience store again, but he told us it had very clearly been closed or abandoned for a long time. He saw flyers and newspapers on the windows that were dated back to several years earlier, and the gas pumps were rusted and locked.
What?
He said the weird thing, though, was that there was a mop propped up against the door like someone had set it there just before he arrived.
What?
Both my best friend and I have rattled our brains ever since trying to make sense of what happened that night, but we still don't know. I can tell you what happened. That was a time slip. Those were some dead dudes. That was some backwoods, scary, hills have eyes shit. They were about to take you home and turn you into a chaise lounge. And I am so glad it didn't happen to you.
You ever heard of a little movie called Deliverance?
Ever heard about One Tooth?
You ever heard about Sawtooth?
Sawtooth, that's his name. One eye. One eye and Sawtooth.
One eye and Sawtooth.
Go watch Wrong Turn and you will know what was about to happen, my friend.
Oh, man.
All I can figure is that we stumbled upon some backwoods hell portal and entered a time slip in the process. Yes,
Correct.
you did.
Correct.
We are on the same page here. I don't have any answers, and I'm still a bit punchy about stopping at gas stations in the middle of the night now. I do have other stories I can share with you lovely ladies, like the time I called the cops on a peacock when I was a kid because I thought a woman was being murdered.
Amazing.
Or the time a creepy shower ghost tried to sneak a peek at me when I was in college, but none of those were quite as creepy/traumatizing as this story. Please send those. Either way, I do hope you both have a wonderful evening and stay weird, my darlings, but not so weird that you wander into a gas station hell portal in the middle of bumfuck nowhere with a grinning meat suit behind the counter watching your every move. P.S. I just pre-ordered The Butcher and the Wren and can't wait for it to come out. Thanks, friend.
Yay.
P.P.S. That stupid-ass table that got us into this whole mess broke after about 6 months after bringing it home. I've never been so pissed at a piece of furniture in my entire life and would have happily turned it into firewood given the opportunity. I don't blame you.
Pictures for mental reference.
Oh my gosh.
Me crying as I write this, and it's just a crying emoji.
And then pictures of the Edgar suit. And that's exactly how I pictured that cashier.
I
Is
hate
the
it.
Edgar suit from Men in Black.
Hate it so much.
Oh man, Mari. That was very intense. You definitely entered a backwoods hell portal. Congratulations on coming out of it.
Yeah, honestly, congrats.
I'm so sorry that you have to live with those memories because I'm frightened for you.
I'm sad that I have to live with those memories now, too.
But you know what? You made it out.
And with that, I think we have time for one more. Just making an extra long one.
Let's do it.
Can we pause like a moment is?
Yeah.
Awesome. Oh, I feel
We're
such
back.
relief.
Guys, it's it's a like a TB ward in here.
It really
right now.
is. I've been blowing my nose with paper towel also because it's just like in the pod lab and I'm a lazy piece of shit. So my nose hurts now. But anyways,
She blew with paper towel.
I did.
This is real life.
It is real life. Maybe, supposedly.
Or a time slip from a backwoods hell portal. I don't know.
Don't you dare.
Sometimes.
I'm
not
genuinely so scared to fall in a time slip.
Yeah.
But Alex isn't. Oh, I don't
Nope.
know if I can use the name, so let's hope that I can.
Let's hope
I
and-
guess we'll go back if we can't.
Yeah, we will. We'll just put a beep.
Oh, it says put a foot attached because Ash really likes that.
Oh, man.
I love you. Let me open this put a foot.
What is it called? I love the name of this.
It follows until it doesn't. A tale of mental illness and paranormal somethings where setting boundaries keeps the demons away by Alex Black, my pseudonym for writing, blogging. Feel free to use it.
Alex.
And it's, if you want to find their writings, it's ALIXX Black.
Ooh.
It's
that
like-
just feels nice.
It's sexy.
It is sexy. And I love the PDF attached because Ash really likes that.
I know, thank
you. Guys
you.
you're just great.
I also really like the greeting because it says, "Greetings, morbid mamas."
Oh, hell yeah.
As I am writing this, I don't really know if I'll ever send this.
You did.
You did.
Spoiler alert.
But if you're reading it, I did, and that's
did.
wild. I wonder if you'll read this in the same way I would speak it if I were reading it aloud.
I
Okay,
hope so.
Don't put pressure on me, Alex Black.
I hope so.
I have 2 jobs. I'm a DCS service manager in a mental health facility and a
Wow.
content coordinator for a local magazine that distributes to over 1,500 homes in the area.
Look at you.
Okay. Really, that second one is just a fancy way to say that I write and edit a nonfiction content every month and have been for 3 years now. Someday, if I'm ever so lucky, I might actually convert that job into a full-time career, but that's not why I'm writing today.
You can do it.
You absolutely
I have faith in
can.
you.
I started listening in October 2021 when I started working with the world's best coworker, Jess. She'll know it's her because we listen together and talk about how far along I've gotten in the collection.
Shout out to Jess.
Jess. When I started writing this email, I just finished episode 209 and Listener Tales 24. I have a Listener Tales of my own, and I finally think probably, maybe, possibly, perhaps, it might be worth telling. I guess you'll be the judge of that if I ever did hit send, because let's start at the beginning. But
do it.
not like the way beginning, just when I started experiencing things I couldn't explain and didn't have the words for. And that's how I'm telling it too. Hopefully it helps you, and anyone listening, if you read this for an episode, understand how it felt. Me, 7 years old. Mom and Dad were divorcing, and I knew what that meant. My mom always said I was too smart like my dad, and every bit as logical as him too. That's what made it so weird when I started having nightmares about Nutmeg Street. This was a road we had to travel down to get to my grandparents' home to visit my dad. Unfortunately, an addict, we only got to see him when he was with my grandparents. I didn't mind. They lived on a lake with 6 neighbors and trees for half a mile or so around them. Nutmeg was my favorite road to drive down because it was literally a tunnel of trees. At least, it was my favorite until it wasn't. I can't say where it began or if anything triggered it, but I started having suffocating nightmares that made me scared to drive down the road at night. Every time I would close my eyes, they wouldn't close, and there would be eyes lining the side of the road.
Ooh.
Yellow, red, gold, orange. There would be hissing and whispers to get out of the car and come into the trees. Eventually, it wouldn't happen just when I was bouncing around in the back seat to my mother's maniac and dangerous driving underneath the stars. It would happen when I went to bed at home, or when I took a nap at my in-town grandparents', or when I spent the night with my friends. Every time I blinked too long, eyes, hissing, whispers. It seemed to stop when I finally asked to start taking a different road to visit Dad.
Ooh.
Okay. Sorry, that sounded like I was judging you, but I'm not.
You're like, okay.
Okay. Me, 9 years old. We moved 3 times since my parents divorced. My mom remarried someone closer to my age than hers, and he was pretty good at first, I think. My mom would take kids in randomly, but I always cared about them. But I also had violent nightmares about them, and everyone. One nightmare was about my younger brother being stripped naked and thrown into an overgrown field by my parents.
Oh, God.
Another nightmare was about my mom trying to kill me in a greenhouse.
Whoa.
Another, a little girl that was in our care sinking to the bottom of a lake.
Oh.
I could go on, alas. The trend is clear enough. The kicker, though, was all these places were familiar. An overgrown field near Nutmeg Street, at the end of the road before turning down one of the numbered roads, where cities stopped caring about what to call the streets. A greenhouse that shared a suspiciously similar floor plan to the apartment building across the street from ours. The lake, like the one my grandparents lived on. Oh, and there were always hissing and whispers. 2 years later, whatever fear was born in me was still there. It was following me. Me, 10, 11 years old. My cousin died. She was my best friend. I left the hospital the night she died, promising I would come back in a day or two so I could sleep and shower at home 3 hours away. But then by then we'd moved 4, 5, maybe 6 times. I wasn't keeping count. I was being sexually harassed and assaulted daily by many of my neighbors, so it wasn't the top priority in my mind. I was in survival mode, anxious, scared, depressed, and now alone. I had friends in the way that sad kids had friends. These were people I was sat around and complained with, but my cousin was truly my other half. I'll never know if she felt the same way, but I hear that we were inseparable.
I'm sure she felt the same way.
I know she did. She died while celebrating her birthday. Oof. I didn't sleep for a few days, and her body would be buried across the street from our apartment a week later. I could see her plot from my window. If I sprinted, I could be there in less than a minute, and my room was the one facing the graveyard. My mom sent me to my grandmother's, not knowing what to do with a kid that wouldn't sleep or stop crying. When I came back, though, I would fall asleep with my eyes open. I would see and feel hands touching my touching my face, pale, bony, and so cold it burned. I could hear myself asking them to stop in my head, but I couldn't feel my mouth moving. Sometimes there would be whispering when I would start crying. Even when my mom eventually moved me to the bigger room on the other side of the unit facing the pond and parking lot, I would wake up to those hands shaking my closet door and taking my stuffed animals while I slept. For these years, I never really knew when I was awake or when I was asleep. Everything was a nightmare, and the garbled whispers were always trying to tell me something.
But, like, are you Nancy from Nightmare on Elm Street? What is going on?
I literally think you might be.
I'm so stressed out for you right now.
Me, 13 years old. We were living in our first house in the dozen times we'd moved. I was excited because it was actually a pretty big place. 2 bedrooms upstairs, a shared walk-in closet, and an attic for storage, all original hardwood floors. Oh, chef's kiss. There were 2 bedrooms downstairs, a bathroom with lots of storage, a huge living room and dining room space, long ranch-style kitchen, and then there was the basement.
And then there was a basement.
It smelled rotten no matter how many times we cleaned the floors, how many loads of laundry we did, or how many incense my hippie mama lit down there. I see you, hippie mama. I was old enough to do laundry, so I had to help with my clothes and towels. My mom was undiagnosed and unmedicated, so when she wasn't high from chain smoking blunt after blunt from stress and trauma, she was usually yelling at me about just existing.
Oh,
I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry.
I was mad at her a lot, but I also just wanted to make it through the day.
Oh, that makes me sad.
That makes my stomach hurt.
I just want to give you a hug.
I know. It was harder when I had to go downstairs, which was a lot because I was always sent downstairs for everything. When you walked down the 7 green-gray stone steps, there was a rectangular space where piles of ignored laundry and seasonal clothes were stored. The floor was usually cold and damp despite there being a bone-dry drain, but there was an open doorway that led to an unlit square room that had a box-shaped hole in the wall. There was a sort of dry, salty residue on the ledge, and I always said it was big enough for a small child to lay it in the fetal position.
Oh.
It was weird, and it made me scared for my life whenever I had to go near it. At one point, I had so much anxiety about the basement that I would cry just going into the kitchen because there was no door separating the kitchen from the basement. Scarier than the basement, though, was the attic. Just like before, I would have violent nightmares, but there was no knowing what nightmare it would be and how many times I would have it. I fell into nightmare loops where I would get so scared in my sleep that I would wake up crying and thrashing, but I would pass out from physical exertion only to fall back into the exact same nightmare.
I just want to go back to these years
And take
for
care of you.
and just like give you a hug and like lay down next to you. Like I want to like
know.
mama you. Like I just want to be like, it's okay. Like nightmares are such a scary thing for a kid, and
Because they
especially
feel
the ones
so real.
and the ones that like you were having are just like I'm like feeling it for you.
I
And
am
I used
too.
to have night terrors when I was younger, and luckily I had a mom that was like immediately in the room and would just lay there with me and like
yeah.
hug me and make me feel safe. And it's like I just want to do that for you.
I know,
Can
me
we just
too.
like turn back time real quick?
If I could turn back time.
I would make you feel better about your nightmares.
The most prominent one was about my attic. It was so frequent that I wasn't convinced I wasn't experiencing everything for real. Monster claws would slide under my door and stretch and stretch and stretch until they were touching the edge of my mattress or my blanket. I could feel the touch or the tug. I started wrapping myself up like a burrito and never letting anything hang off the side of my bed. There were maggots crawling in the cracks around my windows, a child's laugh coming from the hallway, and I could hear the attic door opening and shutting.
Oh my God, I am terrified right now.
Me too.
I'm going to have nightmares tonight. This
Very
is
much.
So, and also just like a quick little thing for you. You're a phenomenal writer.
Because I can feel this.
I was just going to say, I am experiencing this with every sense I have. Like I can smell it, I can hear it, I can taste it, it's everything. Like,
And that's coming from an author.
I'm just like, you keep writing, please.
Keep writing.
Because this is like truly horrifying, and I'm sorry that you actually lived it and it's not fiction.
I know.
Like, because if this was fiction, I'd be like, holy shit.
I know.
Getting scared is one thing. Getting a thrill is, well, you want more of those in your life. The Genesis GV70 is built to thrill, baby. A thrilling yet elegant design always makes driving the GV70 an exciting adventure. Its powerful athletic stance screams performance and turns heads. Everybody's looking at you, girl, or boy, or whoever. Command the road and experience a class-leading standard 300 horsepower. Oh my God. Plus, discover the different dynamic drive modes for all different terrains. Choose between the different terrain modes for whatever road conditions you may encounter. The Genesis GV70's award-winning technology and performance lets you drive with comfort and drive with confidence all at the same time. It's an exciting SUV with intuitive tech that can make your ride smooth even when the road isn't. And its blind spot cameras allow you to see what's next to you. It's like having eyes on the side of your head. That's pretty iconic. Its performance, by the way, is measured not only in power, but in how it makes you feel confident, sexy. The Genesis GV70. Learn more at genesis.com and feel the GV70. The best summer pieces are the ones you end up wearing on repeat. Comfortable, versatile, and somehow right for almost every occasion. Quince makes it easy to create a summer wardrobe that you'll love, with elevated essentials made from premium materials like European linen, organic cotton, and washable silk, without the traditional retail markup. I love that! Quince's 100% European linen pants, dresses, and tops are the pieces that you absolutely will reach for all summer long. I absolutely love their linen. I have so many pairs of their linen pants, which you can dress up or you can dress down in the summer. Like, say you're going to a nice dinner, you can pair it with like a silk shirt, a really cute necklace, some good, makeup and an updo. Or if you're just looking for a more casual look, you can do the linen pants with like a loose button-up shirt and you still look really chic, kind of like, I don't know, Diane Keaton vibes, I kind of think. Also, it's not just apparel. Quince also offers elevated essentials for your home, from bedding and bath to kitchen essentials and furniture. They have it all, honey. I am a big lover of Quince, and I really do think you will be too. Make your summer wardrobe feel easier. Go to quince.com/morbid for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. That's QUINCE.com/morbid for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/morbid.
I still am like, holy
Yeah.
shit. There were whispers too, pleading for me to open the door and let them in. The voice was different every time, but there was always this fear that immobilized me from complying no matter how badly I wanted everything to stop. I couldn't trust my own mind, let alone the voices without faces. Sometimes I would talk back and refuse. When things escalated to my doorknob turning and my door opening in the middle of the night, I started locking my door and putting my desk chair in front of it. I used thumbtacks to cover my windows with blankets and sheets, and I positioned my bed in such a way that I could always see the doors and windows. If I was going to die, I was not going to die by surprise. Trigger warning for the next sentence. It was during these years that I attempted suicide and began self-harming so badly that multiple friends asked my mom to get me into an inpatient hospital, and I started begging to live literally anywhere else. Ugh. My mom told me no, and the inpatient hospital thought that I was mentally stable. With that in mind, I could do nothing but believe what was happening to me was normal and real.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
I'm so sorry.
I know. Me 16 years old. I've had a child now, and the man who helped me out of the abusive relationship that made me a teen mother was helping me move out of my mother's house too. We didn't have very much, and we only had what we did because my grandparents had a car that they didn't need, and my stepdad's job was desperate for third shifters. I had no idea what being a full-time student working on an honors diploma in high school, part-time employee, and mother to a special needs child was going to entail. But when I moved out, there were no more nightmares. No more whispers in the night. No more nightmare loops and nightmares that would come to me night after night. The nightmares I did have were less intense, and for the first time that I could recall, I didn't feel burdened by absolute terror.
Wow.
Me, 28 years old. Before the pandemic hit, my friend was driving through my hometown with my family, and I told my husband to drive us by the house that I lived in when I was 13. I started calling it the demon house at some point in my life because of how truly haunted and miserable I was living there. Since then, I had learned that it was common practice to build these demon boxes into homes some time ago, just like the one in that house. Salt lines were put on the edge of the quote-unquote box, too. Oh. Wish I had the source, but a Google search about demon boxes and homes only turns up pages with sponsored ads about movies and news articles about Dybbuk boxes. Throughout my adult life, I've come to understand more about my own trauma and mental illness. I have severe anxiety that presents as nightmare anxiety, which is paired with severe insomnia that has plagued me since puberty. I also have severe depression, which accounts for the constant battle with suicidal ideation, an overwhelming feeling of hopelessness I feel anytime something goes even just slightly wrong. Considering those diagnoses, sleep paralysis could be on the table of troubles for me too. All of those things can explain so much of my experiences, the ones that followed me. At least the ones that followed me until they didn't. We drove past that demon house. It was up the street from the graveyard I lived across from when my cousin died. In fact, most homes I lived in growing up were within minutes of a graveyard. That's interesting. The graveyard, excuse me. My first cat was from that graveyard. Maybe mental health can explain all of those things I experienced. Hallucinations, nightmares, panic attacks, delusions, and so on. Sure enough, that writes it all off in a totally logical way. So why did I start having all those nightmares again just by passing the house?
Wow.
I'm a master at handling my triggers, and my mental illness was well managed without medication. I didn't think of the house as a trigger, and I often joked about the house having bad juju because I thought it was kind of hilarious that I was that unstable living there. What I couldn't explain was why all those scary things started happening again for several months after just driving by.
God.
For months, I chalked it up to bad health, letting myself get in my head, and breathing life into something that wasn't real. That made sense. I felt good about it and started making some peace with it until our lamps started acting up. We have 3 standing lamps in our home, which have 3 studio-style lights on them. The bottom of all 3 lights, all in different rooms and all on different circuits, mind you, would all flicker on and off randomly. It would only happen when I was in the room, too. My husband and child never had the flickering issues when I wasn't home or when I wasn't in the room. Those lights would never turn on when I tried. I'm 30 now, 2 years after driving past that damned house, and those lights still won't turn on for me, but I'm not as shaken about it anymore.
Wow.
Truthfully, I don't know if I believe in demons, ghosts, poltergeists, cryptids, angels, or anything that can't be proven to me without concrete evidence. I have a very fluid sense of what could and could not be, probably because I've always had to be open in that way. The trauma of this paranormal something, or nothing, who knows really, made me feel like I could only ever believe what I could prove to myself. But I do know one thing to be true. Boundaries are fucking magic.
Hell yeah, they are.
Yup. When the nightmares and the sleep paralysis and the blurred lines between reality and fiction were too hard to find, I stood in my living room with the flickering bottom lights on those standing lamps and a cold spot following me throughout the house. I was done, and I said exactly as much. Quote, if there's a demon following me because it thinks I'm weak and wearing down, I've failed to end my life 3 times and have beaten all odds of becoming a successful teen mom. So if that demon thinks it has more patience than me, it can kindly fuck off.
Yeah.
My whole body started tingling when I read that.
Alex Black.
Obsessed. My son thought it was funny, of course, because who has a mom that is wild enough to be saying that kind of crazy thing in the living room? The one truly public space in a home. It worked, though. The lights don't flicker 2 years later. They never turn on for me when I try, but I don't much care to see them flicker on either. The only person in charge in this house is me, and my family knows it. This trick doesn't work. This trick doesn't work just on paranormal somethings that follow you until they don't. It works on friends and family and coworkers, literally everyone.
Yes.
If there's no other lesson to learn from this long-ass tale, please learn this. You are in charge of your life, and you deserve to live it safely the way that you want. I'm obsessed with you. That's the end of this abridged, but still wicked long version of my really possibly haunted life. If you read this, I can't thank you enough for thinking it was a story worth sharing. Of course it was.
It was so worth it.
I hope everyone enjoyed it. You better have. Thanks to the folks who listen and keep the podcast on air, because it gets me through the days where things get too quiet. And it gave me a great friend and my coworker too.
Oh, I love that.
I hope that you guys get to keep it weird for as long as you live. But please don't keep it so weird that you're followed by a maybe something that wants to make you so miserable that you end your life and you have to tell it to get the fuck out in front of your kid, because this is your goddamn life. Don't keep it that weird. I think you should keep it that weird.
Keep it that weird.
Like at least the end of it.
Yeah.
Morbidly and magically yours, Alex.
Alex. That was harrowing, terrifying, and beautiful all at once.
I have to say, I think that was one of the best listener tales that we've ever received.
That was just like so, I just was glued.
It was like beautifully written, and it was like, I felt like I was there with you, feeling like so scared.
That broke my heart. It gave me full body chills. It made me laugh in parts, and you're amazing and you're strong. And I'm so glad that your son has like amazing parents.
Yeah.
And you deserved all the love that you should have gotten your whole life.
And you still do.
And we love you, Alex.
And clearly you know that you deserve that now.
Keep writing.
Please keep writing.
Keep writing, because you're fucking amazing.
And send more tales in if you have
Please
them,
do.
because I want to read them.
I just want to read your words, so please just
Black
keep sending them in.
Forever.
Alex Black. Guys,
killed it.
oh my god, we say this every time, but like they get better and better. I don't know how like you constantly are just on a wave of greatness, all of you.
Truly are.
But we appreciate it so much, and it gives us a little boost in between like the really hard tales. So
It really is like a shot in the arm.
yeah, so these are just so much fun, and we keep teasing it to you that maybe you'll be getting more of them soon. So
Maybe in like a couple months.
yeah, maybe
if
it's like
we
hang
felt
tight there.
like it.
We keep saying more content is coming.
News is coming.
And I promise, it really is a thing. We
Something's
just can't
coming.
tell you anything yet.
So soon.
Something's coming so soon.
And in the meantime, we hope that you keep listening.
And we hope you
Keep
it
weird, but not so weird that you have a crazy axe murderer bring together your childhood and make it awesome. Although I think you kind of should have that, because that was a beautiful story. Definitely do keep it so weird that you lock all your windows and your door, and that you tell your apartment complex to get a lock on their front door, because it's absolutely ridiculous that they don't. And you don't want to awake to a man looking at you in your sleep, because that's just, he's gonna escalate. Definitely keep it so weird that you honor your best friend's memory by writing us in a listener tales about her.
You know that feeling when you come home late from work and those puppy dog eyes just pierce right through your soul? Or when you're packing for a trip and your cat refuses to leave your suitcase? Yeah, we've all been there. Pet parent guilt is real. And you know what? It's completely normal. That's exactly why Hill's Pet Nutrition exists. They understand that being a pet parent means being human, with all of our imperfections and daily juggling acts. Hill's science-led nutrition helps you give more love than humanly possible. Whether it's those long work days or trying to balance attention between multiple pets, Hill's Pet Nutrition gets it. They've created science-based nutrition that supports your pet's lifelong health so you can feel confident even when life gets hectic. Because you're only human, there's Hill's. Science does more. Ready to let go of the guilt? Find the right food at hillspet.com/podcast. That's hillspet.com/podcast.
Do you remember in school when you just knew that your teacher had a favorite of everything? They would always use the same blue dry erase marker when they wrote on the board, or they would talk nonstop about their favorite element during science. I had a teacher once that literally had a favorite brand of marker. She would only write with specific markers, and if another marker ended up in her classroom, she was TO'd. And honestly, I was probably her favorite student because at the end of the year, I got her that specific brand of marker. Let's talk about their real favorite thing though, their favorite tissue brand. Kleenex. According to Teacher List, they are the #1 facial tissue trusted by teachers. Kleenex Ultra Soft tissues are silky soft to help prevent skin irritation, and now you can take them anywhere with Kleenex Snap and Go. I absolutely love Kleenex Snap and Go. It's so perfect to have that in your car. I had a cold last week and I was just... Honey, my nose was a faucet. I hate to do this to you, but it was disgusting. Drew literally came out of our garage with like 15 of the Kleenex Snap and Goes, and I put those in my glove compartment, and honey, they were easy access. It was so nice knowing that I didn't have to blow my nose into like an old wrapper that I had. Ew. So do the best thing for your kids' teachers and stock up on the ultimate classroom favorite. Maybe it'll make them their teacher's favorite student. They definitely have a favorite. Don't even get me started because again, you know it was me. For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.
Absolutely beautiful smile and charm in life, and I'm so sorry about what happened to her because I hate that story of like actually what happened. Do keep it so weird that you tell us about the little ghost girl that lived in your house covered in barbed wire, but maybe like tell us a little bit more about that. I just need a little bit more. Keep it so weird. No, don't keep it so weird that you just go into the middle of nowhere for like a table and then this happens to you and you see like these scary people who aren't real but like maybe are, and then you fall into a time lapse because like whoa, that's a lot. And definitely keep it so weird that you're Alex Black because need I say more? Bye. Whoa. Keep it weird.
There's a pill version of Ozempic.
Hello, I'm Ozempic.
And I'm other GLP-1s kind of like him. Hey, did I hear there's a pill version of Ozempic?
Yep, you sure did. Ask your doctor about which FDA-approved uses of the Ozempic pen or pill may be right for you. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and learn more about Ozempic semaglutide tablets 9 milligrams and Ozempic semaglutide injection 2 milligrams.
There's a pill version of Ozempic.
Nothing beats tradition, like weekly game nights at Mom's house. And Tostitos, crafted with masa made the traditional way, starting with whole corn kernels, with flavors worth gathering around, like a hint of lime and Mexican street corn. And no artificial colors, flavors, or preservatives. That's the Tostitos way. Bring Tostitos to your next game night, and you'll be winning either way. Tostitos, tradition matters.